Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin from Florals.com and I'm back with my Falling Back to Basics series. Now if you have not seen the latest episode, we just went over another go-to designs on Saturday, so definitely check that out. We are talking about wreath / radial / all sorts of circular design. So today I'm going to be doing a wreath design. Now I did something similar in my layout share, so this is not a new idea, but I do have a couple new ideas that I'm sharing on Instagram, so definitely check me out over there, and there's more process videos to come here as well, so make sure you subscribe. And if you're interested in giving even more process videos than my normal 3 times a week, you can head over to my Patreon where I post more process videos there for more inspiration. But I'm working with my October How to Kill a Kit with Style kit, and guys, I still love this kit. I finally got back to working with it for these videos. I'd taken a break from scrapbooking with it because I was out of town. I was busy doing other things, but I'm back scrapbooking with it. And here's where my wreath comes in. I've grabbed a pencil, a mechanical pencil, and I'm lightly drawing a half circle, 3/4 circle on this background paper, because I'm going to do something crazy and hand draw a circle. Now I have done this before. It's scary every time. And I don't follow my pencil. My pencil's there just to see where the line should be. But first I'm going to test markers. You saw me in the beginning though start to cut some of my papers and tear some of my papers. The background paper here, this beautiful pink, is from the Carta Bella Spring Market. The white script is from Pink Fresh Studio, as well as the green plaid that I'm using. So we're mixing and matching collections. We're mixing and matching manufacturers. And here's the circle, guys. Let me tell you, that's the wonkiest circle I have ever drawn. If you're nervous to do this, definitely trace something. I've traced bowls before for my kitchen. Would 100% work. You could also always use like an erasable pen. That might be a little bit easier. Or you could just actually go over, a pencil line with a marker. Now what I like to do with mine is I usually like to do 2 or 3 circles. So luckily I just add another one and it looks a little bit rounder. It sort of offsets how wonky the first one was. But since we're covering up part of it, it'll look fine anyway. Now, these die cuts that I have here are from the wonderful Maggie Holmes Carousel die cut pack, and I've said this in every video I've done with that die cut pack so far because it was new to me for this month. They're way too big. All the die cuts are so big. I really thought I'd be able to work through a die cut pack like that because it didn't have that many die cuts in it pretty easily, but I'm overwhelmed with some of the sizes of these. They're definitely like the largest items on the page for all of my pages thus far. But I hope you guys are still enjoying it. I know a lot of people had this collection from Maggie Holmes, so I hope you're getting some inspiration for using them. I know a lot of them are very themed, and I know that it's sometimes hard to use those themed things. But I'm going to start layering behind my photo here. If you haven't seen my kit video, I'll have the October How to Kill a Kit with Style playlist linked down below, as well as my Falling Back to Basics series linked down below. They're pretty much intertwined now because most of my process videos for Falling Back to Basics are using this kit. But I did do some last month and we'll be doing some in November as well. So if you guys are excited for that, please let me know in the comments down below what kind of kit you want to see for November. I will have to make my kit pretty soon here, so I'm looking for suggestions. And I'll also be asking some more questions about what you guys want to see over on my YouTube community tab. So if you're not subscribed, you won't be able to see that in your feed and vote in the polls. So definitely check it out there if you haven't seen those lately. Here I start pulling in some of the scraps from my kit. I look through the pocket page cards, and then I'm also looking through the papers that I've left. So I end up taking a scrap from the cut apart sheet from one of the Spring Market collection papers, and I had cut out the middle of it for a different layout, and I decided to use that as one of the layers because it's a nice coral pink that matches the background perfectly, and it's got this dead space to it, so I might as well use it behind a photo where it will blend in. I'm also going to use this scrap, which matches the florals that I picked out from the Carousel line because it's a scrap from the Carousel line paper pad. And then I also used one of these tear papers that I have a scrap of. These were something random I included in my kit. This is so far the only one that I've used. I haven't used the other colors yet, but hopefully I will before the month is over. I know it's fast approaching. It's hard to believe it's almost Halloween already. But if you do celebrate Halloween, I'd love to know what your plans are. Are you taking children trick-or-treating, or are you handing out candy? Do you guys get dressed up in the spirit? That kind of stuff always makes me wonder what everyone's up to. I will be traveling during Halloween, but the office that I'm going to will be having a Halloween party, so we should have some fun there. Here's where my sticker book comes back into play. Guys, sticker books are my jam. I just flip through it, I find things that I like, and I stick them. And let me tell you, I am so overboard with these stickers. I will say that I don't normally embellish like this, and I think these would be much simpler layouts if I didn't have the sticker book, which isn't a bad thing. I definitely love when some layouts have lots going on. This one just happens to be one that has a lot more going on than I'm used to. So I'm going to put my little florals here on some foam adhesive. The bottom one I had to because my photo was on so many layers of paper, and that tear paper was so thick that I needed to boost up one side and not the other. So it laid nicely sort of flat across the page. And then I also have already pulled out some bumblebees, and then I pulled out a butterfly and some word stickers already. I have lots of ideas for this layout. I've done a similar layout like this before. It was probably back 2014, 2015, and it was a Niagara Falls photo, but I put that photo directly in the center of a hand-drawn circle with embellishment clusters around the edges of the hand-drawn circle. That one was one of my favorites for a while, but this design is so much fun, guys. And again, if you're uncomfortable drawing a circle, I know there's tons of cut files that sort of look like this hand-drawn circle technique, you know, just thin circles overlapped on top of each other. You could use one of those. You could hand stitch or stitch a circle if you'd like. All sorts of options. Now here I get inspired for a title. This picture is just one of my favorite pictures of my dog. It's when I got my new phone. This is the iPhone X, iPhone 10, whatever you want to call it. And it has the portrait mode, and I used that, and this is one of the first like really nice photos that came out of it. And the grass is really bright and green because it's spring. I just love everything about it. Now you did see me just there tuck in some washi tape. That's some brand new washi tape that I got, and it is from Pebbles, so that's something new in my stash that I got to put on there. And I made sure not to cover up the ripped edges of each of my papers, so that washi tape's indented a little bit from that greenery edge. And guys, the rest is pretty much history. You'll see me building out a bunch of clusters with a bunch of stickers. Now, I did do a video about embellishment clusters already for the Falling Back to Basics series, but don't worry, I plan on doing some more in November. So if you guys want to see the sticker books, or if you want to see chipboard, I already got a suggestion for, so we'll see if we can do some of those for embellishment cluster DIYs. But I also mentioned in that video, I don't normally make embellishment clusters before I start a layout. So what I think I'll do is sort of talk through my process about making embellishment clusters when I'm making a layout, because that's more suiting for what I actually do, and I have a little bit more advice about that than making them prior to sitting down to make a layout, which I know a lot of you also struggle with. So I grabbed those Maggie Holmes gold alphabets. I think that's from the Gather collection. Not 100% sure, but I love those puffy gold alphas. And I put Happy Boy as the title because he is such a happy boy. And I'm just building out these clusters. So we have one in the bottom right that's going to be quite large, and then one in the top right that's going to be quite large. Then we also have one to offset it that's on the pattern papers on the left. And then I have several little bits sort of scattered around the rest of the circle. So I have another bumblebee at the very top of the page. I have a plus sign on the right side of the page. You know, we're kind of trying to balance it out. And I do use both clear stickers and cardstock stickers on this page, which I think is fun. And then I got crazy and pulled out my stamps. I know I didn't expect to use any of these card making stamps that I'd pulled out on layouts, but this one said home is where the heart is, and it has a bunch of hearts in it. And I'm not gonna lie, I went heart crazy. I think this is the most hearts I've ever used. I know it's actually one of the challenges for one of the Facebook groups this month. And I'll try to have that Facebook group linked down below. I believe Natalie's the one who runs it. And it's really fun and lots of challenges for Scraptember is what it's called. And obviously we're past September now, but fun things still happening. And I even happened to use a label on this layout, which is the Rediscover Your Stashes Facebook group. Inspiration for this month is to use labels. And if you guys are looking for inspiration, definitely check out Facebook. There's a ton going on over there. But I just finished off this layout with those heart stamps and some puffy heart stickers, and that was it. It's really simple and easy once you get over the fear of drawing on a layout because it is terrifying. And to do that, I just used an Adirondack pen that I had in my stash. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to check out the rest of this series if you haven't already. We've got lots of content up there. But thank you guys again so much for watching, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye!